Welcome to the channel, guys. Tonight's caller is 38, single, with 3 kids, asking whether modern women should surrender while admitting she left men for jobs, chose open relationships, and made major life decisions on her own terms. As Kevin digs into her choices, the story starts unraveling fast, so watch it all the way through, hit like, subscribe, and make sure you show support to Kevin's original channel.
So my grandmother was not married to my
First off,
grandfather.
how old are you?
I'm 38.
Are you single or are you married?
I am single.
Any children?
Yes, one son who's 9.
Okay, go
He
ahead.
currently lives with his dad.
Okay, go ahead. Should modern women surrender?
I am in the process of surrendering.
To whom? To whom?
To a gentleman who's interested in me. So a year ago, I relocated from the East Coast to the West Coast. So right now I'm living in San Diego. And so the two of us have been doing this thing where it's like a long distance relationship. But it's an open relationship right now. So, but you know,
An open relationship?
Yeah. So, he's been kind of waiting on me. I'm sure that he's.
What do you mean waiting on you? Waiting on you meaning what? Waiting on you meaning what?
While I figured things out. So I had a job opportunity out here in San Diego. So I took it. I've been fortunate enough to have, a lot of support from family. Like I said, my
Okay, hold on. Stop. How long have you been seeing this man?
So it's going on 2 years.
Does he have any kids?
Yes, he does. From a prior marriage.
So this man has been waiting on you. So you lived in the same geography at one time?
I did.
So you moved away for a job?
Yes.
Dude, leave her.
Well,
Leave her. Leave her. Leave her. Leave her. Leave her.
Well, this is the thing. So now we're looking for homes together.
No. 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 You left a man for a job.
Kevin, okay. So let me tell you.
First of all, I want to be clear on what I'm saying. You left a man for a job.
Well, we weren't in a relationship at the
Okay.
time. So
Okay, but you said how long you been with this man? You said for 2 years.
yeah. So
Has it been an open relationship for 2? Do not over talk me. I'll let you get it out, but you see, the thing is, I'm gonna control what comes out. You can't over talk me. You're not gonna. I'm gonna get to what it is, so you might as well just tell the truth. Okay.
I am.
Okay, well then, walk with the process. Were you guys in an open relationship the entire time?
No.
Okay, were you guys in a committed monogamous relationship when you moved?
Yes.
Then leave her.
But you have to know the whole story,
Nope.
story, the shortened version.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
You would be proud of me. So this person, he was in the process of a divorce, a nasty divorce when we started talking. He was wanting to kind of speed things up between he and I wanted to take things slow out of respect for that marriage and the divorce and, the fact that he has 3 children from that marriage. So it's just been a lot to consider. I will say that I am surrendering now because.
And just to be clear, you were not married to your. Just to be clear, you weren't married to your child's father.
No, we weren't.
How long were y'all together?
We were together for about 2 years.
Before you got pregnant?
Yes. And then we.
Hold on. You were together 2 years before you got pregnant? I'm just being.
Almost 2 years.
Why didn't y'all get married? Why didn't y'all get married?
He's a lot older than I And I just
What difference does it
felt
make? You
that as
carried
I
his.
was
Oh no,
growing-
ma'am. I don't understand why you like. I don't care. You had his child. Why didn't you marry him?
Because, like I said, I think that we were already going in different directions.
Stop, man.
And I agree. You know, like I said, my son
I
is
said
9.
stop.
And,
I said stop.
okay.
I said stop. You've been telling this story so long. I don't buy the bullshit. You were with a man that the relationship, he's older than da 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 da. See, what we as men here, I'm gonna be honest. Are you ready? What me as men here? Why the f did you have his kid then? If he was older than you and going
Yeah.
Why did you have his kid if he was older and you were going in different directions? You'd already been in a relationship for 2 years.
Yeah.
Why did you have a baby?
Well, because I was almost 30 and
Thank you. Selfish.
I agree.
Selfish. Just like I said.
I agree.
I'm sorry, audience. I call it. Yeah, I may not understand that I know how to read stuff, but I read selfish. It's a selfish.
Sure.
You were involved with a man who's not even divorced, ma'am. You dated an older
Well, now he
man.
is.
You're shush. Involved with a man who's older, and we're going in different directions. Then you should have just let the relationship end. But no, your clock was ticking, and you found a man that was loose with his seed. And this is what they do. Modern women do this too often. They know they're about to hit the door, and they will take a baby from you, guys. Stop having unprotected sex with modern women. You may not like my way of saying it, man, but I'm here for the men, and they need to watch out for this shit.
No, I agree with you.
Well, I'm good that you agree, because at the end of the day, you're raising a you over.
Yeah.
God damn it! If you try to overtalk me one more time, I will shut this shit down.
Okay.
I'm be honest, man. I just have one basic rule. Okay. I know you have to hear me talking. Why are you trying to talk over or through me? Just explain. Go ahead. Why are you trying to talk over or through me? Huh?
Poor communication.
Not poor communication. You're rude. And you're masculine. If a man were to do that, I'd punch him in the face. But you know men can't do that. And you're raising a boy. That's why I said, ma'am, I don't have to know all the details. But when you are good at what you do, human beings, we like to think we're so special. Ma'am, you're a woman who was with a man who you chose to make a baby with when you knew you weren't going to marry him. That was extremely selfish. You chose to be a single mother. Did you go to college?
Yes,
Did you complete college?
I have.
What's your degree in?
Accounting.
Mm-hmm. So you're smart enough and literate enough to know all of the statistics regarding a single mother-led child, but you chose to do it anyway.
I did.
Right. And then you go from one man who you saying whatever the reason, then you go get with a man who's not even finalized his divorce.
Well, right. I waited until the divorce was final to, solidify our relationship. So that's what I'm saying. He was more in a rush than I was. So I did wait until the divorce was final.
I got news for you, man. I got news for you. I got news for you, Chica.
Separated.
I got news for you, Chica. You shouldn't have been involved with this dude in the first place.
Well, we just hung out, just dating,
See, I
dinner,
want you guys to
movies,
understand
drinks.
something. I want you to understand something.
Mhm.
She's trying to make her poor picking a virtue. I said you went and chose somebody who hadn't even finalized his divorce. And if she was really a wife and really accountable, she would have said, "You're right. That was another poor choice on my part. I picked a man who was emotionally unavailable and tied to another situation." But she still tried to turn that into a veiled positive. No, 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 no. How about my question is, why didn't you get with a man who was looking for a wife who was emotionally free and available and thorough? Why did you choose a man who was still married to help him commit adultery?
Well, we weren't having sex at that time.
I'm sorry. No, ma'am.
So I don't think that, it was full on
God damn it.
adultery.
I don't, full on adult. I'm sorry. Are there degrees of adultery?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think that if you're
Guys, you can't make this shit up.
legally separated, if you're legally separated, I mean,
Shut your. No. No. I don't want to be rude, man, but I'm not going to have you overtalk me. See, I want you to understand selfish women feel like they can make their own rules. This is why I told you to run from her, man. A woman who's, I'm going to make my own rules, do what I want. And you said I'll be proud. No, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself before you start talking.
yes. So this is why I have been wanting to speak to you briefly, because I do agree that at one point in time, I was very selfish and, out for self. I think that I've been fortunate enough to, have dated great guys. And, kind of like a feeling. And now I finally feel like I'm ready, and I'm 38. And,
Holy shit, look at that rabbit
the guy
hyena
who I'm
just
with,
ripping this guy's nuts
he
off.
understands me. He's intelligent. He's very successful.
I am serious.
This is a certified hood classic.
Holy shit,
I
look
don't
at
know, he
that
just
rabbit
really
hyena
treats
just
me
ripping this
well.
guy's nuts off.
And so now I'm here in San Diego. He's on the East Coast, and we're looking for him together. I feel that I'm in the process of surrendering and, trying to let go of that masculine, controlling energy.
Oh my God.
And
I
just want to be with him. So I do feel that we have to surrender, especially if we have these self-sabotaging ways and destructive ways in which I did. I want to have children unless I'm married. So, I've been listening to your show, and I've
tomorrow from 5 to 7
1,000% there that our culture just needs to do better.
What was that?
Not
I have a shoulder when
so I've come a long way, I would say, in the last 2 years after watching your show. So definitely, I didn't like your delivery in the beginning. I can be a very straightforward, raw, and uncut person, and so I really appreciate it now. So, and I think that I'm on my way to a successful long-term relationship. So I think that, yes, to answer your question, sometimes we should surrender. As long as you're surrendering to the type of guy who's going to lead you in the right direction and take charge and just do the things that it takes to make you happy and to respect you. So I agree.
How long do you think you were talking?
For less than a minute.
Less than a minute?
Was I not? I'm thanking you. I used to talk like cash shit about your show to all of my friends. And I don't know, sometime in the beginning of 2021, like things just clicked.
I rebuke.
So yes, I'm here to thank you.
Self-awareness is key, people. And I've had to tell this woman, how many times to not overtalk me. She said the issue's a communication problem. I've had to mute her. I've had to almost curse at her. And then when I just let her talk, she said she's been talking less than a minute. Ma'am, you were talking almost 4 minutes. Over 4 minutes.
Well, I'm really nervous.
I need you to understand something, ma'am. This is why therapy is so important. You are clueless. And that's okay. But somebody needs to be able to tell you. I get that you used to call cash shit, but still, you still are in the same place. Maybe not in the same place, but you can't.
No,
that was a
definitely
minute,
not.
ma'am. Don't overtalk me. The need to be right is so strong with you. You take a left turn and try to make it a right turn. Ma'am, at the end of the day, would you tell your daughter, if you had one, to pursue a man who hadn't finalized his divorce? Yes or no? No gray areas. Yes or no?
No.
Thank you. Then that's all we need to hear. Would you tell your daughter, if she had a child by another man and to pursue a man who had not finalized his divorce?
No.
What do you think your son sees, ma'am?
I would say that he's seen a lot of mistakes that his mom has made. And, all I can do is learn from those mistakes and not repeat them and, take things slower. And I feel that that's what
Ma'am,
I'm doing.
You were seeing a married man. Is the divorce final? Yes or no?
Yes, it is.
How long has the divorce been final?
A little over a year now.
A little over a year.
Yes.
You were in a committed relationship with a man who was 2 years ago, but the divorce has been final over the year. Did you move for your job more than a year ago?
Earlier this month has been a year.
What's the next step in the relationship?
Well, if we decide to get back together, I think marriage, we've discussed that. And like I said, we're looking for a home together. I believe that you should live with someone before you get married.
You need to be in a straitjacket.
Why?
Well, the ladies in the hold on, excuse me. I need. Honestly, what I need is some women to come up to the platform and talk to her.
Okay.
I need women to come up to the platform because she's not hearing me. I asked, what's the next step in the relationship? She said, if we get back together, marriage, but they're going to shack first. So yes. I don't need the amen choir, ma'am. Okay. You're going to move your son in with a man who's not his father and not your husband. For what reason?
Well, my son lives with his dad.
Okay. So. Why would you? Thank God for small miracles. Why would you be moving in with a man prior to marriage? What do you hope to gain? What do you hope to learn?
Well, I just would like us to spend the time together, the 24/7 day-to-day time together, and then decide if marriage is what we want to do.
Run, dude.
I mean, he's okay with this, so I don't understand.
All right, well, he's okay with it. I understand why he's okay with it. He can't do no better.
Why do you think?
Because he can't do better.
Well, he's been married before.
Ma'am,
so
you asked. We pick what we can get. We can pick what we can get. And I'm talking to you right now. You need to ask yourself a question. What kind of
Sure.
if a man would if a man was in such high demand, no offense, man, but think about what we're talking about. He hadn't finalized his divorce. If he had, do you believe that human beings pick the best option that they have?
I think so.
Okay. And you're the best option that he has, and you're the best option that, and vice versa. But neither one of you are great options at this point.
I don't
Shacking
know
up,
why you feel that
shacking
way.
up is not a trial run for marriage. Just like having a child out of wedlock, the science and the data on that settled. You know that. So more decisions made in fear, scarcity, and lack. More women in charge of this stuff. You're running the process, not him. Would you disagree?
I think that we're on the same page.
Did he want to marry you before you moved?
We spoke about it.
Did he want to marry you before you moved?
He hadn't proposed, but we spoke
Did he
about
ask
it.
you not to move, or did he encourage you to move?
He encouraged me to move.
Okay. Why?
Because I, was going back and forth. Like I said, I had a great opportunity.
Back and forth what? Back and forth to work?
No, I was going back and forth with a decision on whether or not I was going to move across the country. And, it was a great opportunity. Like I said,
Ma'am, think about what I'm asking. Men are territorial. Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
See, they want to finish the stories themselves. Ma'am, men are territorial. Why would a man send a woman he wants away?
I think it's because I would have resented the decision.
So I want you guys to remember at the beginning of the broadcast when I said that if you're going to be my woman, you're going to work for me because I'm territorial. See, when men are two different mindsets. That's why I say y'all are both don't need to be together. This is crazy. This won't work. It won't work. It won't work. It won't work. And you can talk all you want to. It won't work. I'm back and forth, back and forth. All this is crazy. I'm going to move out here. You go on out there. It's great. I'm not finished. This is what happens when we don't.
I decided to stay?
This is what happens when we don't get therapy. This is what happens when we don't do the work. Broken people running out, bumping into broken people. This is what happens when you don't do the work. Broken people bumping into broken people. But I'm on the guy's side. Dude, you sent her away because she wasn't going to stay in our way. What she said, I would have resented him. Selfish. You had a baby because you wanted a baby. You decided to make your child a product of a single parent household. All your decisions are about you. Run from women who think like this. I don't care how nice they try to make it sound. Ma'am, all your decisions were about you. You gotta unmute yourself. All your decisions were about you, ma'am. Your decision to have a child was about you. Did your son's father ask for the boy?
No, I asked him.
Why?
While I got settled out here in California, I asked if it was okay.
Oh, okay. So when you went to go get the job that you wanted, that was about you. Because if you hadn't have gone, you'd have resented the man you trying to convince us that it's right with, but you left him because he know if you'd have stayed, you'd have resented him. Then you turned around and broke the daddy in the glass who you just got the sperm donation for. Then you turned around and said, oh, by the way, even though you didn't necessarily I didn't want it to be your wife, and I decided to make you a daddy on the way out the door. Why don't you go ahead and take your son while I go live out in California? Selfish as shit, man.
I've been home. I've been out here for a year, and I've traveled back to the East Coast 10 times within the year. So
ladies in the chat, ladies in the chat room, ladies in the chat room. I need, but ladies in the chat room, don't overtalk me. Don't overtalk me. Don't overtalk. I don't hear your. I don't want to hear that shit. Ladies in the chat room, if you believe she's selfish, put a 1 in the chat room. If you believe she's not selfish, put a 5. Ladies only. See, when women try to overtalk you, they know they've messed up. This is when they try to baffle you with bullshit or talk you into submission. That shit won't work here, man. You can smile all you want to. I can't make this shit up.
You couldn't make this stuff up.
I don't make this shit up. I just talk to women. I don't make this stuff up. I let women just talk. Look at the women. Look at all the ones. Look at the women. This is so sad. Yep, ma'am. I got no dog in this fight. You can shake your head all you want to. Look at her. She ain't nobody right. We all wrong. All of us wrong. Yep. Look at all these ones. Shout out Luke Hazley. Look at her. Look at her. Look at all these ones. We all wrong. But go ahead. Unmute yourself because I do want you to speak. But man, before you speak, I want you to understand something. No one has a dog in this fight. Can you at least put your professional hat on and just accept how it's coming across to people?
Sure. Well, because when I'm trying to tell you the entire story, it's just like, I can't do that. And we don't have enough time for me to tell my side of the story, really, the entire thing. And it's just, I don't know.
Why do you, so you believe if I had enough information, I would side with what you're saying?
I think so.
No.
I'm just like, I feel that, moms relocate every day if they're pursuing a career or if there's a great opportunity to.
See, what I want you to understand something, folks. She said, I believe moms, don't talk me. I believe moms relocate every day if they're pursuing a career. And that's what's fucked up because you didn't say wives. I don't want to hear it. You said moms. You didn't say wives. And you said a career. And that's the same thing that's fucking up this country and our community. A bunch of selfish ass women doing what they want to do and trying to make us okay with it. Ladies, stop co-signing this shit. Gentlemen, stop dealing with them. And I guarantee you, if women stop co-signing this and men stop dealing with them, they would get the picture that this is unacceptable. You, ma'am, chose to make a baby with a man you knew you weren't going to marry. You did that. You did that. You did that. It was selfish. You're with a man who's not completely divorced. You chose to be with that messy situation. You did that. And then I asked you, okay, if y'all are together, why did he choose to send you away? You said because he knew I don't need you to overtalk me. He said that he knew that if I didn't move, I would likely resent him. So he had no choice but to let you go do what you wanted to do. Then on your way out the door, you asked baby daddy, hey, why don't you keep your son that I'd even marry you and I wasn't your wife? Why don't you keep your son? Because it's about you. Ma'am, it's selfish. Selfish. Do you think your son wants to be raised split between mommy and daddy like this?
Well, that wasn't my intention, but.
So you intended to marry him when you got pregnant?
No, not when I got pregnant.
Okay, then, ma'am, I asked the question again. Do you think your son wants to be raised split between mommy and daddy like this? Then I don't need to hear. See, that's why I don't need to hear your story. I asked, do you think your son wanted to be married, split between? No, but your intentions were not to marry him. So your intentions were to raise him split between mommy and daddy. See, I'm good at what I do. So I don't need to listen to your bullshit.
Well, it's not all bullshit, Kevin, because
it's bullshit that you decided to become a single mother based upon what you wanted and you put yourself over what the best for the kid. That's the bullshit. I don't care that you make enough money that you can afford to give him a higher quality of living. You can put him in private school. He can have a little Ralph Lauren outfit and he can speak 3 languages and play polo. I care the fact that he doesn't have a dad in the house. That's what I care about. Because fathers matter, ma'am. Were you raised with yours?
Yes. Until I was 9, he and my mom separated.
Why'd your mom leave your father?
Just irreconcilable differences. My dad, loved to enjoy himself and, partied. And so.
Is your father still alive?
Yes, he is.
Have you got your father's side of the story from his own mouth?
Not really.
No, then I don't want to hear this shit. Again, more women telling women lies. You know, ma'am, there are 3 sides of the story. Your mama's side, your daddy's side, and the truth. Don't tell me what your daddy did in his marriage if you ain't had enough respect for your father to sit your grown ass down and hear your father's side from him. You have little to no respect for men. And that's what this whole conversation has proved. And the apple don't fall far from the tree. In a lot of these cases, you are raising a son. And this is why it matters. You wonder why the black community is at the bottom? Look who's raising the black boys. What chance do you have when the environment is so poisoned against what it is to be a man?
Okay, so why were you against the fact that I asked my son's dad, to keep him while I moved
I'm against I'm against the fact that you made the decision to get pregnant outside of marriage. That's what I'm against.
Right.
You did that. You asked him to keep him not because it was best for your son, because it was best for you.
Well, I think it was.
Let me ask you one question. Sure. Have you signed over physical custody, primary custody to your child's father?
No.
Thank you. Then I don't need to hear shit else. You're still mother of record. See, if I would have gone with you if you said, you know what? I had him for the first 7 years, but you know what? It takes a man to raise a boy. I'm going to sign over custody. I'm going to be the non-custodial parent. You raise our son. I pay child support. Then you'd have had a dog in the fight. Guys.
I do pay child support voluntarily. So, and I travel back and forth.
Oh, I almost cussed at you, man. I almost cussed at you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. I pay child support. Oh, Jesus, don't cuss. Chick, he's got the boy.
I agree.
So I don't care that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
And it's temporary.
You see how deified they make themselves? But I do pay child support. How much you paying, man?
$600 a month.
And what state does he live in? Excuse me. What state does he live in?
South Carolina.
Uh-huh. What part of California do you live in?
San Diego.
Mm-hmm. How old is the son?
9.
9 years old. If you had to put your son in after school care or after any kind of extracurricular activities because you were working, how much would that cost you a month?
So after school is about $400 there.
400 when? 400 what?
$400 for a month for after school. And then any extracurricular, I don't know, it might be an additional $200-300 a month.
So, ma'am, what you just told everybody is if you had your own son, it would cost you more. He's getting $600 to be with his daddy, but it will cost you an additional $700 for him to be there. You getting a deal.
Well,
I want you guys to understand, this is why I stand 10 toes down with the men. Because before I got to YouTube, I listened to stuff like this in family courts for too long. I listened to how women twist the narrative. Ma'am, All I did is let you say what it is. But I do pay child support. Okay, you pay child support. Is your child's father on child support?
He was.
He was.
So that's
Excuse me.
that's temporarily
Excuse me. Was it
disabled.
state order? Is it court order?
Yeah. Yes.
Has the court order been removed?
It's
a yes or no, man. I don't need to. Is it yes or no? No, it hasn't.
Yes,
No, it hasn't.
Yes, for now.
No, it's not. No, man. No, man. No, it's not for now. If the court order was been removed, it's removed. You'd have to file again. It's not removed.
Yes, it is removed because I don't receive any funds from him.
Man,
So,
the court doesn't care. How
my
long has your son been with his father?
For a year.
The court doesn't move that fast. Even if you petition the court and said, all right, we're going to change physical primary custody for a year, it would take over a year to get this done. What you did was you made hey, instead of you paying me, I'll pay you. And I hope that man has documentation showing that he has this. I hope that man has documentation that he has physical custody of his son. And the reason he's not paying child support because I don't care how you slice it, he's getting a deal. She's getting a deal. Again, ma'am, I'll let you speak, but you can't overtalk me. When do you plan on having your son move back with you?
Well, it's supposed to be in August, but I don't want to move him to California at this point because I'm strongly considering moving back to the East Coast. So
if your son says he wants to stay with his father, what are you going to do?
I would let him.
Let him?
I would.
Would you
agree with
sign
him.
over physical primary custody?
Absolutely.
Whoever you are, sir, while you have your son, I suggest that you go down to the court of jurisdiction and you file to get this case closed. You should go get custody of your son, sir, because this woman, no offense, ma'am, you're doing what you want to do, and that's cool. Sir, get your son. Get your son. Allow her to live her best life. Allow her to get her on record for paying you your support. Just like you're on record for paying her support. Get all your rights. Not some agreement on an Excel spread file or Evernote. Is this shocking to hear me say stuff like this to you? Because apparently you thought you were looking at this a lot different.
I definitely was looking at this a lot different. I thought that I was doing the right thing in waiting on this last relationship and taking it slow. Again, like I said, he pursued me. I didn't want to enter into the relationship until the divorce was final. I could have totally cut things off, but I didn't. And so their divorce is final. And,
what kind, do you think he will make a good stepfather for your son?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm still looking at the fact that you were dealing with a married man. These things matter, man.
Okay. In my mind, I thought that because there was a legal separation, that it was okay to.
Ma'am, even if there's a legal separation, even if there's I tell women this, I tell men this. It's not officially done. See, people who are really clear, and I've done, and understand something. I'm not perfect. I've done stupid, messy stuff too. And I look back at the stupid, messy stuff I've done, and I'm like, the only reason I accepted that stupid, messy stuff was because I was broken. There's no way I would accept some of the stuff and do some of the stuff I did back then as clear as I am today. That's why I say we attract what we are. Man, I'm just showing you how chaotic this is.
Sure.
And I'm just saying it now. It's like, well, my son is okay. He's not missing any meals. He seems to be a healthy kid. He's happy. Yeah, but he doesn't have the one thing that so many people in the black community had while we were under Jim Crow segregation and black laws and all. We had families. He is split between mama and daddy. And I was a non-custodial parent, ma'am. It's not the same. We are not a parent non-custodially. Any non-custodial parent will tell you, you're really not a parent. Kanye West is experiencing that right now. That when you're not in the house, you don't make rules. You pay bills. And you hope. And my point is, ma'am, we got here because you were honest and said, I wanted to have a child. But I don't know why so many of our women are okay with choosing to put children in a single parent situation based upon what you want. It's not fair to the kid. He has no siblings, right?
From his dad, yes. They're a lot older.
So in other words, no. So he's an only child as well. I'm an only child. Yeah. Have you studied only child syndrome?
I'm an only child. I'm my mom's only child.
I get it. It makes sense because only children tend to be selfish. So the takeaways of this, man, I know this might have been a lot, but think about your son. And then think about your dad. You don't know your father's story from his mouth. Just like you wanted me to hear the story, all of the details, so maybe that would change my mind. Well, why don't you apply that same logic to your father?
Well, my dad, after my mom and him split, he, remarried, and he's been in that relationship for about 27 years. And I mean, it just kudos to them for working through a lot, but it was extremely tumultuous because, again, he portrayed some of the same.
Holy shit, you still don't get it.
I'm sorry.
You're judging your father's relationship. You're judging your father's relationship through your mother's eyes. That's your daddy. I don't give a shit about your mama's troubles with her man.
He was a great father to me.
But you don't know. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to talk to the audience. This is what happens when you have, and did your mother remarry?
No.
Never. Your mother got a boyfriend?
Yes.
Has she had a boyfriend in her entire life, or has she been single most of her life?
A boyfriend. Different boyfriends.
Women defend their mothers. Kids defend their mothers. And all I'm saying is, all I hear about your father is what's going on in his relationship with his women. Ma'am, I don't give a donkey shit about what's going on between him and his women. That ain't none of your mother flipping business, daughter. Do you understand that? I don't care what your dad is doing with his dick between his women. He is your daddy, not your man.
Yeah. So what do you do? I spent most of my time with my father, and a lot of his actions and his characteristics.
Who had primary custody of you coming up?
My mom did.
And I don't want to hear it. You spent a lot of time with your daddy. Ma'am, just listen. You are not going to be right in this one. You go in the comment section and look in the chat room and what the women are saying. I again stand on the fact that you chose to have a child outside of marriage. Selfish. Mm-hmm. Only child syndrome. You're an only child. Your mama's only child. You got to look at that. But the bottom line is, your dad could be the worst thing in the world to your mama. He's still your daddy. He's still your father. And you need to hear, you need to judge your father. You need to judge your mother as harshly as you judge your father. Give your father as much grace as you give your mother, forgive them both, forgive yourself, and move on. Because if you don't see, I don't think you see it right now. That's why I say therapy. Because far too many children, and especially in our community, don't get a chance to be kids. We are put in between of our parents' fucked up relationships, and it's fucked up because they weren't married. Most of our parents weren't married. We were born as a result of a fuck. And it sounds harsh. We were born as a result of a good time, not a loving marriage and a plan. And our parents may have loved us, they may have done the best they can for us, but they didn't plan for our births. They didn't plan for our lives. We survived. We weren't raised in a loving environment. And we sit back and we have to have reverence to things that's not healthy. That doesn't mean you need to crucify your mother or deify your father, but you need to just get out the fact that's your daddy. That's your daddy. You need to know. I'm going to sit back. Stop judging your father's relationships. He's your daddy. How come other races of women can do this? How come you can see non-black women whose fathers can be adulterers, philanderers, gamblers, addicts, and you still hear him say, but that's my daddy. I love my daddy. But black women in particular.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Like my daddy, he's still my dad. And like I said, he was a great father, but he was a terrible partner. And again,
why do you keep going back to his partner? I don't care what kind of partner he was. I asked you, did you, and why this is important, folks, because I asked her, did she even know her father's side of the story from her mouth? You don't get it. And I've had enough. I put enough time into it. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. Enough. This, and I want you to understand how invested we are in our own stories. I want you to understand how often she keeps going back to trying to talk about what kind of partner he was. Chick, he ain't your partner. And this is why so many of our women are incapable of relationships. Young lady, the woman who said you live with your dad, I said, what did you get taught? And I want you to understand, what the women teach the girls is what they do. Women teach the girls to look at the men like they look at their fathers. So girls are put in a position between wanting to be a daddy's girl and love daddy and defend mama.
This call starts with a 38-year-old woman, single, 3 kids, asking whether modern women should surrender, while everything she describes says the opposite. She explains she moved across the country for a job, left a man she'd been seeing for years, and kept things open while she figured herself out. Kevin immediately slows it down and lines the timeline up. Once he does that, the story stops sounding thoughtful and starts sounding messy. As Kevin presses her, a pattern shows up. Every major decision was made around what she wanted in the moment. She admits she had a child with an older man she never planned to marry because her clock was ticking. Kevin doesn't sugarcoat it. He calls it selfish and explains that she knowingly chose single motherhood while fully understanding the consequences. She tries to soften it with explanations, but Kevin keeps bringing it back to choice and responsibility. Then it gets heavier. She admits she dated a man who wasn't even divorced yet and tries to frame it as waiting respectfully. Kevin shuts that down fast, saying there are no clean versions of messy situations. He points out how she keeps choosing unavailable men, then wondering why stability never shows up. When custody comes up, it gets uncomfortable. Her son lives with his father while she moved for work. She says it's practical. Kevin breaks down the numbers and shows how the setup benefits her freedom more than her child. Even when she mentions paying child support, Kevin explains how informal arrangements still leave fathers exposed and kids stuck in limbo. Throughout the call, Kevin keeps calling out the same thing. She talks over him, reframes criticism, and tries to turn bad decisions into growth stories. He says this isn't confusion, it's resistance. She wants traditional outcomes, marriage, leadership, stability, but keeps moving like she's the only priority. The call ends with Kevin making it clear that chaos doesn't come from bad luck. It comes from stacking self-first decisions and expecting clean results later. Wanting better doesn't count if your actions keep pointing the other way. What this really exposes is how some women operate from a place of short-term ease and keep life moving without stopping to weigh the long trail behind each choice. Decisions are made around what feels smooth right now, what removes pressure today, what keeps options open. When things line up, it gets called progress. When they fall apart, it gets chalked up to bad timing or tough circumstances. That way of thinking doesn't suddenly switch off when children enter the picture. The child gets folded into the system instead of the system changing for the child. One house today, another tomorrow. One setup now, another later. Whatever keeps life manageable in the moment. That same logic shows up in how men get evaluated. Fathers are often filtered through a single story, usually the one that's most familiar or emotionally convenient. Once that version sticks, it becomes the truth by repetition. No pause to verify. No curiosity about the other side. Just a conclusion locked in and carried forward. Over time, that habit bleeds into new relationships. Men are no longer dealt with as individuals in the present. They're compared to past situations, past disappointments, past narratives that never fully healed. So instead of accountability, there are explanations. Instead of ownership, there's justification. What makes it tricky is that none of the moves sound outrageous on their own. Taking a job for opportunity sounds reasonable. Keeping relationships flexible sounds mature. Having a child because the clock feels loud sounds understandable. Questioning leadership sounds like communication. But when you line those choices up, a clear picture forms. Priority stays on personal freedom. Commitment stays adjustable. Family structure stays negotiable. Boundaries stay fluid. The common thread is choosing the option that asks the least right now. The problem is that life doesn't forget. Children grow up inside those choices. Men feel the imbalance long before it's admitted out loud. Relationships carry tension that no amount of explanation can smooth over. The cost doesn't always hit immediately, but it always shows up somewhere down the line. When responsibility keeps getting postponed, the weight doesn't disappear. It just lands later, heavier, and usually on more than one person. Fellas, here's something you have to lock in early and stop ignoring. Attraction and long-term responsibility are not the same filter. Some women are comfortable with attention, intimacy, and even the title of motherhood, but hesitate when sacrifice shows up. Pay attention to how she moves through everyday life before anything serious is on the table. If most decisions run through convenience, flexibility, and what makes things easier right now, that mindset doesn't suddenly change because a child enters the picture. It carries straight through. Watch how she talks about fathers, family duty, structure, and follow through. Listen to how accountability sounds when outcomes aren't ideal. A man who overlooks those signs often ends up agreeing to obligations he never consciously chose. The cost doesn't hit all at once. It stacks quietly over time, pulling at focus, peace, and momentum. Character isn't something you negotiate later. You either recognize it early or you pay for it later. Ladies, if family is truly what you want, your choices have to point in that direction long before anyone asks you to prove it. Children don't adapt to lifestyles built around personal ease and constant flexibility. The lifestyle adapts to the child. Having kids without marriage, moving them around based on what works best for you, then talking about order later sends a very clear signal. People notice whether responsibility gets owned or explained away. They notice whether decisions are rooted in duty or preference. Motherhood isn't a badge, a milestone, or an upgrade. It's a role that demands consistency, stability, and sacrifice before it ever brings fulfillment. If habits lean toward control, optional structure, and personal comfort, commitment will always feel heavy when it shows up. Both, Building a family means choosing duty over impulse and structure over ease every day. Patterns matter more than promises. The way responsibility is handled now becomes the environment later. Stability doesn't come from intention alone or from good explanations. It comes from repeated choices lining up with the outcome you say you want. When sacrifice stays optional, commitment never fully settles in. When accountability gets postponed, the weight shifts onto others, especially children. Strong families are built by people who accept that freedom has limits once responsibility enters the room, and who live that truth consistently instead of learning it the hard way. That's the end of the video. If this hit, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The clip comes from Kevin Samuel's channel, which is still active, so go show support over there as well. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.